Hello and welcome to a quick little update on the Legend of Zelda the Minish cap. I do want to apologize before anything for not having posted in so long. It will be a week today since the last time I posted an episode. And today I will not be posting a full episode. This is just an update kind of explaining why I'm not posting an episode and also kind of showing you a couple of things in relation to the mysterious shells and the figurine collection, which is part of the reason why I haven't posted an episode. Now, first of all, I've just been really busy at work, getting home kind of late. I had a couple of deadlines this last week that really kept me from getting home at a reasonable time. Second of all, when I get home, then I had to deal with this security clearance that my security clearance that I have is expiring. And so when I get home, I've been having to spend time doing that. And they ask you all kinds of obscure questions like, what was your address when you were 5 years old? And please give us the names and address and phone number of 3 people who knew you while you lived at that address that aren't your family. So basically, I'm having to make people up to try to give them the answers that they want because it's just an absolutely ridiculous process. And then when I do get a little time to play, like I told you guys, I want to get these figurines collected because there's going to come a point in time in the game where it's just not going to be possible for me to go back and get those figurines collected, because there's going to come a point in time in the game where there's that kind of a point of no return when you advance far enough in the main quest, and basically there's no turning back. So if you don't get the figurines, you don't get the piece of heart. You don't get the piece of heart, you don't get 100%, and that's just basically how it has to go. Now, this figurine collecting process is about as time consuming and annoying as the security clearance process. So basically, I'm going to run you through what I was doing at first. I was pretty much turning in about between 30 and 40 mysterious shells at the beginning in order to get about a 95% chance to get a new figurine, one that is not a repeat. Now, there came a point in time where that was no longer possible, because in order to get between 90 and 95% chance to get a brand new figurine, I'm having to spend about 65, 70, 75 figurines just to get a certain percentage to ensure that I'm getting a brand new figurine and not wasting mysterious seashells on figurines that I already have. Because there's nothing worse than throwing 65, 70 mysterious shells down and getting the figurine you already have. So I started this new thing where I would only go to 50%, 50-50. So my process has been this. I buy mysterious shells at the shop. As you can see, they're $200 a pop. You get those 200 mysterious shells. I pretty much emptied my bank account, spent all 999 rupees that I had, completely used up all of the golden ropes, octoroks, and tektites that were around the map, exhausted all the treasure chests that we had unlocked with the fusions of the kinstones all around the world, and basically just did everything that we possibly could. I went everywhere to see if I could fuse kinstones with more people. I even went into the Goron cave, as you can see here, to see if these Gorons would fuse kinstone pieces with me. No luck. Nobody in Kakariko or Hyrule Town fuses anymore. Pretty much all the fusions are basically over. And so I've been having to grind rupees and mysterious shells the old-fashioned way, by cutting down bushes. And that gets annoying. So you spend 999 rupees at the store buying 30 mysterious shells for 200 rupees a pop. Go inside, trade them in, and so what I've been doing is I've been creating save states. So I get I get a figurine that I don't have, and then I create a save state. And then if I get one that I already have that's a duplicate, I just reload the save state. And I know what you're thinking. that's cheap, that's cheating. You're absolutely right. But it's less time consuming. I've already spent, and I'm not exaggerating, I've spent 2 hours playing this game, only collecting mysterious shells and grinding for rupees so that I can buy more mysterious shells and trade them in for the stupid figurines. I cannot stress how obnoxious this whole process is and how time consuming and not fun at all it has been. It's just insane. It's insane. And that's the other reason why I haven't been able to update and record new episodes, because this just takes so long. And instead of playing the game, I'm running around collecting mysterious shells. Now, perhaps from the beginning, if I had to go back and do it all over, what I would recommend is from the very beginning, just trade 50. Trade 50, get a 50-50 chance, and if you don't get it, go ahead and reload a save state. If you're not on the Wii U Virtual Console, I guess you're out of luck. Maybe you can reset your game. But I will show you something that I discovered by doing a little bit of science with the RNG when it comes to the mysterious shells. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and create your restore point on the outside of the figurine shop, because it seems like when you get repeats, you get a certain category of repeat. Like you might get an NPC category, you might get an enemy category. So for example, and it seems like it's set no matter what. So here, I'm gonna get the spark. So the spark is something I had already gotten in the past, right? It's so I didn't want it. I reset my save state. I went back and had the super stupid conversation with this guy a second time, and I go ahead and I get the 50-50. Now you can see it's getting kind of expensive. 24 mysterious shells just to get a 50-50 shot of getting something new. And I go and I get the spark a second time. So what I have to do is, instead of going straight inside, I go into the carpenter's shop and then I leave and I come back, and it seems that this resets the generator, the random number generator, and I don't get the spark this time. I get something else. I don't remember what I got, but it's something different. Let's see. I don't quite remember exactly how it worked. Alright, so I get Dr. Left. Now, I had already gotten Dr. Left in the past, so I went ahead and reloaded the save state a second time. But as you can see, leaving, sometimes it seems like whatever you're going to get is set in stone. It doesn't matter. You're going to get that same category. So later on, I had already stopped recording, but I did a little experiment. I got one of the Great Fairies as a figurine. It was one of them that I had already gotten. So I went back, and I did it about 3 times at 50-50, and I got the same Great Fairy every single time. I went back inside, and I traded it for 66%, and I got the Great Fairy again. I went back in at 75%, I got the Great Fairy again. I went back in at 95%, and I got another Great Fairy, but it was a different Great Fairy. So it seems like there's like certain categories that the game decides, or like whatever, the figurines are organized in certain categories. And it looks like whenever you go into the figurine, it's decided what kind of category you're going to get. So it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter how many you trade in. You're going to get like an enemy category. And they're separated into egg color. So like these green ones, I think they're always enemies, right? So this is the process I've been doing. I noticed that no matter how many times you reload a save state, you're always going to get the same category. The only way you can kind of reset what category you're going to get is if you leave the building and then come back in. And I noticed that if you start getting the same kind of category over and over, you can just leave. So here I'm experimenting again, right? I'm going to try for like 9. Look how expensive. I just wanted to show. It's getting crazy expensive to even like guarantee yourself that you're going to get a figurine that you haven't gotten. But if you leave the figurine shop and go into another building, you kind of reset the whole process, and that seems to be the best way to kind of make sure it gets mixed up. Otherwise, you're going to be getting the same kind of figurine, and all it really is doing, instead of like, it's not really random. It's saying you're going to get a random of this particular category. But if you've already gotten most of that category, like I have almost all the monsters in the game, so I keep getting the same repeats over and over and over. It's just, it's so time consuming, and this is the problem. So I've been doing a lot of resetting. And this is part of the reason, like I said, why I haven't put up an episode in so long. So basically, that's the process. You reload your save state, make a save state whenever you get one that is new, and if you ever get a duplicate, you just reload it. I guess if you're on Game Boy Advance and you can't do that, maybe you could just reset the entire game, save every time, the old-fashioned way, and then just start, select A and B, I believe is how you reset a Game Boy Advance. Do it that way. I got no other advice for anyone. This is kind of annoying, but it is what it is, and this is why it's taken so long. So hopefully I can get this done and put up a new episode. Maybe get this done this weekend, and maybe start recording again on Monday. So anyway, thanks for joining for this little update on the mysterious seashells and the figurines. And thank you for your patience, I guess. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode of The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. Until then.